Right, welcome back. Last time we conquered Milan, so yeah, they're not here anymore. And I'm in the process of integrating Ferrara. Additionally, scientific methods has arrived, and I will probably embrace it soonish. I'd rather do that before Ferrara gets annexed for obvious reasons. After all, I'd rather that the costs go down, not up. Though it depends on how long this takes. 1588. Oh. Oh. Yeah, it might not arrive anywhere at a reasonable pace, outside of maybe a couple of provinces that are just barely... No, I don't seem to see any provinces. The closest would be Ravenna, so... Let me just check autonomy. Well, doesn't mean anything. It's already at the bottom. Slightly increasing. But death grows over time, so... Okay, I'll embrace it now. It's cheap still be done. So that slightly reduces tech cost because it's only 5%. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so I've also picked up humanist ideas. I might go for representation ideas next because they seem very interesting. Especially that minus 15 years of separatism. That would definitely help with keeping things under control. In other news, I'm largely just waiting for aggressive expansion to go down because I do hope to get to Ponente and Nizza without triggering a massive coalition across the entire HRE, because that would be bad. I just lost a bunch of valid rivals, and I've hit great power stats because of it. Nice! It won't last, I know that for sure, because other institutions will arrive, and there's also the fact that yeah, meritocracy might actually be able to get here without me needing to do some odd stuff. Depends on me attacking Venexia. I definitely meet the spirit requirements, so... And then there's a bigger potential issue of Colombian imports. Because Spain doesn't like me at all. At all. Apparently they're no longer a valid rival, so... Now that might have to do with the massive amount of manpower I have now. Yeah, state reach is definitely picking up the slack, as long as corruption doesn't get too high. If corruption gets too high, then we have different problems. Not just lack of manpower, but also paying for all of it. Oh well. Let's get on with it. Okay. So when it comes to aggressive expansion, there's only a couple people that have anywhere near to the amount that they had previously. The most problematic ones are over here. The HRE, which are the genuinely important members, are all sitting at -3, which will fade in a year, and I doubt the war is going to take, well, less than a year, I'd say, or less than several months, so. Regardless, I think it's finally time to go ahead and start the play. Or at least prep up for it. The only potential issue is that the fact that recent reforms means that the country isn't quite as stable as it's usually. Secularizing has side effects after all. And that was one thing I definitely did, so. I believe there were other things, but I don't quite remember. It has been a couple days since, yeah. I don't remember every single thing that occurred. Why do you need military access from me? I guess? Oh! Oh, you're a junior partner in Naples. That's why. Okay. Alright, Hungary can't have that big of a navy, right? Nope. Nor do you. Okay, I should be able to compete. Now the question is, does that bypass the HRE system? Because if it does, that's extremely helpful. If it doesn't, this is not the result that I would have wanted, but I can live with it. No diplomats is up. Right. I can take him. Now, as a check, what happens? Yes, this is exactly what I wanted. Okay. Okay, I'll get to a point where I stand a decent chance of winning this war. Or maybe not chance, probability. Let's put it that way. And then I'll declare war on Savoy. Spit at them. Burger loyalty is very cheap. After all. How are they over here? This stuff would be better for Rome's control. And now I just wait. Wait a little while and see what happens. Okay, I'd say let's check. I've got a free diplomat, so I can go ahead and look. I just want to know how much aggressive expansion I will get out of something like this. Too much. Okay. That's to be expected. That's definitely to be expected. Yeah, there's a lot of dev locked away here. And any of these provinces would be almost too much, I'd say. It really depends on the circumstances, to be honest. They're willing to part with Baloo. Nothing else. It's too early. Well, that's fine by me. It's time for step 2. Austria is already at war with me, so they don't get called in. This is how you bypass the Empire's protection. Be already at war with the Emperor through a co-belligerent. That way you can avoid having things like needing to fight Spain as well. I just need to fight England and Venice. Tough, but doable. Spain is very difficult, though. Similar to France, honestly. So, on a one-on-one fight, I can take France. I know that. I just have quality. Sheer power of quality. I don't have much else, though. Never mind. This doesn't work. Trat. Trat, trat. Oh. Okay, fine. Well, there's no reason to stop them. Had I known this, I would not have done that. Okay. Oh well. Okay, so that's an unconditional surrender. That's going to make call for peace strong. Great. That's not the plan. The plan right now, due to apparently not understanding game mechanics well enough, is that I need to break their alliance with Spain. I am not fighting Spain. At least not yet. Much too powerful of a navy for me to work with. And I can't break any other alliances, and I don't really want to. After all, I can fight Padua again. I can fight Württemberg. I can fight Salzburg. None of them are hard. It's Spain that's too much. Yeah, Salzburg isn't even an alliance. I'm gonna wait a little while. I can handle call for peace for a couple months. My war exhaustion is minimal, so... Just sit on... this province for a little bit? Okay, I don't think I can push any further. Yeah, that's definitely enough for me to push a little harder. I'd rather not need to siege down Württemberg. They seems like they even have a fort. Yeah. I do have a fort. That's going to be a pain to siege, so... drop the spy network for now. See for peace. And let's minimize the chance of bringing Bavaria into this. Well, you know, why not? Return Gorizia to Friuli. Yeah, that's preferred. Okay. So already an unconditional surrender, so I can do what I want with this peace deal. As long as it targets Padua. I do not want to generate too much Christian expansion. This is a lot. And it would prevent me from taking proper advantage of Savoy. Because then the Annuled Treaties ends before I can actually recover the aggressive expansion. Therein lies the problem. I have to be at war with Austria again, but I don't want to fight against an enemy that is too much. So really, the solution is to take as little as possible while still being something that I consider a win. There is the option of vassalizing them, but I have too many vassals. Or I have enough vassals as it is perhaps a better way to put it. It is only 40, but yeah. Just take this one province. I can deal with it later. I might even vassalize Friuli. Yeah. It would not be easy to do so diplomatically, but it's possible. Yeah, okay. just need to wait a while. For aggressive expansion cooldown. Okay, anything interesting? I think that's all I'm going to be able to push. For now. Then I start working towards pushing. Or, of course, we could have everything be completely derailed by external things. Which is just lovely. Yep. Alright, fine. Just go to war with England anyway. Naples is gonna be fun to deal with. But deal with it I can. It's just gonna take some time. I'm not putting my boats up. Nope, just no. I'll do my best to work towards knocking Naples out of the war. Okay, war's over. Excellent. That means I can get back to my plans of Italian domination without there being a distraction on the part of, well, other wars. Construction projects of the well, this might be interesting. Okay. Ruler-based event. It's not like we have a... I mean, we've got the just personality, but that doesn't mean anything. Nor do we have an architect or anything. Huh. I don't know what triggered this event. He was utilizing a service of engineers, attempting to improve the situation of his treasury and even sometimes his subjects. Might be just. One of his grand pending projects were extensive development projects in Tuscany. According to the plans, roads were to be improved and developed across the Duchy. Even more significantly, a draining of much Tuscan marshland around Pisa was meant to open new land for settlement and industry, while diverting the Arno River into the Naviglio Canal was supposed to improve commerce between the cities of Florence and Pisa. I don't know what the cost for this is. I think everyone can tell that it stretches off the screen because it applies to every province at once. How am I supposed to know what the cost is? Well, I might as well expand the road network, right? I figured this would annoy the burghers, so let's just expand the road network, funded by the state. Only costs like 300 ducats. Nice. Okay. And the cost of pathing infrastructure is now heavily reduced. For 30-ish years. Perfect time to improve the road network. Especially along important directions. After all, it would be smart to make my connection to Milan faster. 113. Eglia. Huh? really? Yeah. Oh, that's weird. Harborages, I guess. River CE is what this is. Okay. But there's no way these two are connected by boats, so... This is definitely a location to... Okay, hopefully this works. No. Okay, there's oddities with the selection. Network. Clear selection. Give it another couple days. Okay. Okay, it's going to let me construct pathing. Not sure how I got a road, got that connection to MEIOU, but I did. I guess I can also focus on building up the harborage in Ravenna. That way I can build a canal in Ravenna. Definitely has a population for it, or at least the room to have the population for it, so... Bridge to rank 3. No, that might be too much. Yeah, it's a bit too much. I only need a rank 2 for now. Much cheaper. Much easier to deal with. Okay, that should be good for now. Oh. No, that's capped. Okay. Definitely grabbing at least one tech. Probably two at this point. I'm gonna need it in the upcoming war, after all. Late Tercio, siege ability plus 10%, Lamar plus 29, gamut width plus 2, infantry fire plus 0.25. And it was a lot of new unit types. Let's get flintlock muskets as well. I need to burn those points somehow. Reduce morale damage taken by reserves minus 5%, land morale plus 0.1, infantry fire plus 0.1, artillery fire plus 0.2, artillery shock plus 0.09. Joint stock companies. Ship durability plus 2%, trade range plus 60, trade efficiency plus 1%, land morale plus 0.1, settler growth plus 2, enables the brigantine. Poor law. That was a buff to something, probably maximum resource size, but not necessarily. But also admin efficiency plus 5. Okay, let me swap to the new unit types. That's the only one that doesn't actually have a new unit type. Gallop cavalry. Definitely not the charge infantry, that's for sure. Nor the musketeer square. It should either be the musketeer irregulars or the countermarch musketeers. There is not much of a difference between them, is there? Countermarch. Most of the enemies I'm fighting are going to have worse technology, so offensive fire pips are going to be even more effective. Oh yes, internal stuff. Can I get an accurate reading on their loyalty, please? It's lower than I anticipated. Wasn't it higher in the past? Much higher, I mean. I think for now the best option is to start working towards gentry. They're very close, actually. I'm not sure what caused their power to drop so dramatically, but if I demote Greater Gentry, they are guaranteed not to have enough power. Even if I do stuff like, well, arrange a strategic marriage. In fact, I think I might promote their faction once as well. There. That actually makes up for all the decreases. I'm not sure if I should do that a second time. 30 bureaucratic influence. Do I have everything required? Yes, outside of reducing their power and getting enough influence. Heck, I should be able to do that. Okay. Good to know. Civil commerce. The church are still very unhappy about recent events. Perform a show of devotion. I'll donate to the church. I don't really need the cash right now. Let's keep the grain perversion running for just a little longer. I'm going to need more stability after all. And that should be good internally. Did I turn off drilling? Yes, okay. Okay. Give it a month to recover morale. Some morale. And now it's time. Okay, Austria is still only allied to Padua. And they're still the emperor despite the succession. Because, well, they're backed by quite a bit. That's the hardest. So... I am uncertain if I should even call France in. Maybe after a while. I want to guarantee that Ponente needs siege down properly. And by properly, I mean by me, of course. Yeah, that's going to be dangerous, though. Okay. Now focus on the defense. Thankfully, raw quality wins the day almost any time, so long as there's enough numbers to get close to filling out the combat list. Even on not necessarily good terrain. Go. Spare them. Siege down Nizza. Alright, I'll finally call for help. Thankfully, that doesn't eat up a diplomat. That would have been very annoying if it did. Ah, that doesn't even cause that much aggressive expansion. 41, but it's all I need for the missions. I can gain the 100 whenever necessary. Locked in, huh? Yeah, I think things are going to go well now. War should be a cinch. Okay, there's no real point to make this stretch out any longer than it already has. I can very easily obtain what I need from the peace deal now, so... Anything more would just cause trouble. Too much aggressive expansion, etc., etc. Yeah, that's not happening. Nor is that. At best I can ask for a little bit of cash. And there we go. Is this mission done? And I can grab 100 mil points if I ever need to. Though I probably won't ever grab it. At least not for that explicit purpose of I need no points now, because I'll either forget, or I'll end up completing the mission in order to get control Italy. Or for the Iron Crown of Lombardy. I think it's time to eject these provinces out of the HOE anyway. Can I even do that? Tuscan Corps. Well, a truce with the Emperor. Okay. Yep. Has the event come up for casualties? Probably not. Or has it? Oh well. Why do you need me as an ally for this? Seriously. Why? Are you trying to burn favors or something? Because I can't think of any other reason why you're trying to do this. Okay. Who are we at war with? Nevers and Flanders. They have 13k troops. And 13 ships, half of which are transports. You do not need me for more than just sheer force of numbers to convince them to take the peace deal more easily, more quickly. There's no need for me to be here. So just continue drilling. The Justinian Code. Ooh. That's an event that's a lot bigger than usual. Okay, or well... Let me just continue. Humanism judged the Roman classics on their merits, rather than their religion, as is, well, mentioned so often in these events. Really, it's become quite predictable at this point. Anyway, allowing scholars to study them once more. Many of them survived only in Greek, and so humanist scholars such as Albrecht Baden, Lambergian scholar and humanist, yep, advisor event, made a living by translating them into Latin. Of particular interest was the Code of Justinian, a code of laws established in the later Roman Empire. Customary medieval law focused heavily on precedent and oral tradition and was resistant to change, whereas Roman law set out clear rules and gave power to the state. It was tempting for the Herzog to introduce Roman law to Lauenburg by establishing royal courts that could bypass common law and give the Herzog the power to raise taxes. Although this was a popular idea with humanists, it was seen as a naked power grab by the nobility and peasants who stood to lose power. Use the threat of it to wrest concessions at court. Maybe someday. Certainly it would give far more power to the state. Oh, that's different. The Medici Oriental Press was a printing press house established by Ferdinand de' Medici in 1584. It had the objective of printing Christian works in Arabic in the hopes of converting Muslims, and was granted monopoly by the Pope to print books in foreign languages. None of those events make sense in this timeline, but okay. None of those aspects, I mean. The press published some of the earliest printed works in Arabic, which came to include multiple non-religious works. It printed scientific works in original Arabic for circulation among European scientists, along with ancient Greek works translated and disseminated in Arabic. We might actually have a lot to learn from the rest of the world, just don't tell the Pope. Gives me an idea cost reduction for 30 years. Question, is that actually going to be useful? Tech level 42, yeah, okay, good. Problem, it's Diplo points, which aren't particularly useful. Well, I will be using them because I'm vassal feeding this area. I will probably end up annexing this stuff directly, honestly, so... Oh well. Moving on. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go ahead and declare war. The aggressive expansion has lowered to a great degree. So I should be able to do that stuff without problems. To conquer what I want to conquer, I mean. Without any real problems. So, right, let's just stop drilling and head on over here. Still gonna have to fight against Austria and Hungary, but they're not that dangerous. Especially not on the seas. They do have a lot of manpower, though. Their sheer numbers are a force to be reckoned with. But that's it. Bohemia is no longer a great power. Eh. Peasant industry. Fascinating. I just have a claim, so my best just to take the province of Padova for myself. Or maybe you should stick around here and ensure that things go well over on this end. You know, defend and all that. Okay. Sadly, I've been keeping an eye on this, and nope. Hasn't lowered enough. So I do need to continue suppressing the power. Perhaps the idea to arrange a strategic marriage earlier on was not one that was effective enough, but yeah, there's easily enough room to maneuver. Easily. I can keep up from here on out. No trouble at all. I will grab tech though. Canadian projection. Global ship trade power plus 2%, colonial range plus 20, trade range plus 100, naval engagement plus 10. Yeah, that points cap is pretty high now. Thanks to the fact that global trade started to rear its ugly head. Oh no. The Baroque period. Stability cost and roll minus 1%. Petition of rights coming up next with an ideal group. No other effects. Okay. Should I pick up patriot cartridges? Yeah, sure, why not? Land morale plus 0.1, infantry fire plus 0.15, cavalry fire plus 0.14. Alright. Let the war continue. I'm pretty much just going to go until unconditional surrender comes in from Padova. Okay, they have unconditionally surrendered. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted from them. Now I can just get exactly what I want out the peace deal, which is their full annexation. After that, all that's left is Venexia. Can't really ask for anything else from them, outside of as much cash as I can carry from them, which is 120. Something new here? What kind of institution is it? I'm not yet aware. Yeah, I think I can handle increased centralization now. I'll finally go ahead and go to variable reform. Yeah, all that's left is Venice. They're not all that strong. At least not on land. That navy size of 60 ships is terrifying, though. If I want to build a proper navy, I am going to have to do it. If I'm going to invade Venice, it's either going to be through sheer luck or massive, massive navy. And really, what other option do I have? Oh well, time to move on. Oh! Cultural Union. Excellent. Frees up all the promoted culture slots again, although I don't really need that many slots. But yes, at least not for now. Sure, go ahead, take the crown. Anyway, moving on. That's... what? Did I pick someone? Yeah, okay. This is a historical event, apparently. What? An expedition to South America by Florence. Why have I never heard of such a thing? Anyway, in 1608, Captain Robert Thornton was commissioned by Ferdinando de' Medici to prepare for the establishment of a Tuscan settlement in South America. Thornton was successful in his journey, and following exploration of the Amazon and the Orinoco, he planned for the colony to be established in what is today French Guiana. The perfect place found, and without losing a single man on the expedition, Thornton returned to Tuscany. However, Ferdinando had died, and his successor was interested in continuing the colonization project of his predecessor. Despite the testimony of both Thornton and a native he had brought back, that there were many riches and much commerce to be found, no one could be convinced to pursue the scheme of the colony. This saw the end of the only attempt by an Italian state to colonize the New World. Expeditions enabled for 10 years. Sure, why the heck not? Okay, how far can I go? I have Diplotech 41. This will last for a while, but not for very long. I can go all the way to California, to the North Atlantic. Well, might as well, although I am very late to the game, so I'm not sure how much I'll be able to grab in the realm of territory. Might help with getting global trade, though. Might. Okay, I'd say this is a good point to stop. So, I don't think I even need to do any of these, well, I could just promote, you know, a strategic marriage. Arrange a strategic marriage. After all, the power of the aristocrats is low enough so I can in fact do this reform. I just need to do a bit of setup. Pick up a bureaucrat advisor, and promote the bureaucrat faction, which I'm not going to do now. it's best just to wait until a better time to do so, which will be in 5 years from now, in order to minimize the penalty of the reduction, well, of the increased power costs specifically. Yeah, the bureaucrats will definitely have enough influence even if I promote the aristocrat faction. So promoting the aristocrat faction, I will definitely do. If only to ensure that the impact on their loyalty from this is as low as possible. Because it's still going to cost 60 loyalty. So that's not something I want to do until I am perfectly ready for it. Which I will be. No issues there. It's just going to take a while. I'll donate to the church again just to get the clergy happier. And then I could just leave them. Ignore them. They're not a threat. They're barely an influence. The power's just going to slowly decay away. Well, decay along with their finances. That's the important bit. Once their finances start to fade, they really don't have all that much power, do they? Anyway. I've conquered Padova, diplomatically vassalized Friuli, and grabbed the 2 provinces I need off of Savoy. All that's left is Venice. I could go after Trieste, too, but it's not necessary. Not yet, anyway. Once I take down the Isles of Venetia, all that's left is to conquer, well, the central Italy region off of France, the Pope, and Spain. Problem is that France is a long-term ally. And to be perfectly honest, my diplomatic relations with the rest of Europe is usually centered around France being allied with me. Though I don't think the alliance will last for all that long. I don't really need them anymore. I can defend myself just fine. I've got more troops than they do, and I've got sheer quality on my side. I am probably the single strongest land power on the continent. Easily. Maybe not in sheer numbers, because I think, yeah, Spain beats me on that. And there's several others that come close, like England. Funny enough, Ireland. Hungary, Bohemia are all fairly close as well. Naples has been falling, though, lately. Though there might be some inconsistency with numbers, because nobles, or in the more bureaucratically advanced countries, provincial corruption causes the numbers to shift around a bit. I mean, I do seem to be fairly reliant on citizen service, so... which is a bit odd, but, well, it is Italy. The burghers are especially powerful here, thanks to the massive cities. Oh. Is that an advisor event? No, it is not. Okay. Claudio Monteverdi's early Baroque opera, Le Orfeo, was based on the Greek legend of Orpheus, the musician, poet, and prophet who descended to Hades to bring his dead bride Eurydice back. The opera was written in 1607 for a court performance during the annual Carnival at Mantua, and its score was published in 1609 and 1615 by Monteverdi. 41 different instruments, with distinct groups of instruments used to depict particular scenes and characters, were listed in the published score. Losest thou me through too much love. Probably a quote. Okay. I've also gotten an event that allowed me to temporarily use expeditions. So I'm hoping to get at least a little bit before, you know, if I get really lucky, I might actually get enough for a colonial country, colonial nation. Though I have no idea how South America looks, or North America for that matter, so I have no idea how things will go. Admittedly, there's not much point. Outside of just, why not? Prestige, etc. Okay. Colombian imports has actually arrived within the country and is through a bit of help from France, and is slowly spreading. It will get much faster once it finally arrives in Ponante, which actually won't take that long. A little over a decade. I've also, well, Padova, the province, has meritocracy as well, so it's starting to spread too. Though extremely slowly. It's gonna take half a century, but it's fine. I can wait a while. Especially considering the conquest of Venexia is gonna put even more... is going to push me even closer to that 10%. I forget Istria as well. It might just be enough. Probably not, but it might. I mean, if I can take out Venice like that, then I'm set on the naval side anyway, so... I might be able to compete with them. I am, after all, building a massive navy now. I can probably afford it. At least the maintenance of it. Yeah, almost certainly. But I still need to do this. Especially considering they have naval ideas. So... there is going to be some level of issue with regards to how their quality is. I do have a massive galley combat ability buff though, which is why I'm so focused on them, but yeah. I'm not sure how good they have it, so. Apparently I could check naval ideas to see if there's anything as far as naval quality goes. No! They don't actually get anything that improves their combat ability outside of naval combat bonus off of own coast +1. Everything else just makes it easier to have a navy. Okay. Anyway. I think I've gone on long enough for now. So, we'll be getting gentry next time. I'm ready for it. Hopefully. Anyway, I've said this again multiple times. This has gone on for long enough, this last bit. I'll see you again next time. Until then, bye.